my dear Libras. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between April 1st and April 15, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I have put astrological information for the month of April in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se, where you can also find and buy all the decks I'm using in this video. There is also a subscription service up on my webpage that you can take part of if you want to learn more about spiritual growth, yoga, and tarot. So I used the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquise and illustrated by Scott Murphy, and I will start shuffling your cards. So my dear Libra, when I open your deck here, I see the Ace of Swords and Nine of Wands. So it looks a little bit warrior-like this April here. Ace of Swords, it's kind of trial by fire, blood, sweat and tears, victory at last. So it's a challenge. It's something you're supposed to grow into a bigger pair of shoes, okay? So you're challenged, so you will grow, so you will step beyond what is possible for you. And with the Nine of Wands, it might be that you are feeling that you're under attack, feeling very challenged, feeling like there's no end to the different different difficulties that comes to you in your life. So Nine of Wands is a card about kind of starting to have enough. Okay, so Nine of Wands, it's a situation where we kind of protect our heart chakra with this wand, with our own willpower. We are putting a limit to something that has maybe going on during a long period of time, and we are starting to kind of grow into this pair of shoes that we needed to grow into by finally getting a little bit of a temper, okay, and saying enough is enough. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have a Page of Cups and a Nine of Wands. So okay, Libra, it seems like maybe you are afraid of your own heart in this situation. So if we don't have a heart, we don't have pain. And it seems for me in this situation that what's scaring you so much is actually your heart itself. It might be a young water sign also on the outside of you, but this person is just mirroring the state of your own heart probably. So yes, it's true. If you don't feel your heart, you probably won't feel that much pain, but you won't be really human either. You will be more like acting alive, but playing kind of dead in the same time. So it's nothing to be afraid of. We have like a little bit hint of what can happen here if we let our heart in, the moon, the subconscious, but we'll see. Might be that you're involved with an fire sign also. The Ace of Swords is a message. Page of Cups, it might be a loving message. You might want to approach someone, maybe someone feisty. Okay, so I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have the World card. So it seems like whatever is happening with this, either it's your heart or it's someone reaching out for you with a loving message, or you want to reach out for someone with a loving message. It seems to be like on your highest path towards your highest destiny. If you do this, you will complete a lot of tasks in this circle of time, in the circle of your challenge. So it seems very prosperous. It seems very nice. She has the water as a clothing here, and he has the same blue color, a little bit darker in his garment, also this person. So it's time to be watery. It's time to be fluid. If you are to accomplish this your latest assignment. Okay, so I call the six elements: earth, wind. Yes, Queen of Swords, that's you, Libra. Wind, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether. Page of Wands. to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. So, I want my dear Libras to have love in your lives. Four of Pentacles. So it's something, we saw the Queen of Swords and Page of Wands, so it seems like either someone wants to contact you or you want to connect to someone. It doesn't have to be someone, it might be something, like you have a dream, your heart have a dream, you want to have something, but you might be afraid to get your hopes up. You might be afraid to get outside your comfort zone, while the divine is kind of trying to lure you out of there. You can see here is a square, and here is more round shape. This is more masculine, this is more feminine, and nothing is better than the other. I'm just stating that it's kind of the same shape, but if we would to draw a circle around this, it's just different ways of getting to the same conclusion. Either you go in squares or in circles, okay? So whatever, it's saying to you that you are really fearful of this new that's coming, but in the same way you are longing for it. So you might be fearful of it because you don't want to get your hopes up, and you might be longing for it because it's your sole purpose. So you need to be a little bit brave here and maybe step outside your comfort zone. So I called all this here today to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. I want my dear Libras to have love in their lives. I also want you to find yourself in loving relationships and to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So for my dear Libras, see what's going on with you. Okay, so I will just tune in here for a few seconds. Okay, so my dear Libras, this is your future there, and this is your now there, and this is the past. So the past might be March, and we have the Temperance card here. So Temperance is about when you meet someone that's not really like you, and you ought to experience like a new world, something else that you haven't been seeing before. And usually we are very attracted by what's not like us because it's wakening up something in ourselves that's dormant, like a space in us that hasn't been awakened just yet. So this other person that comes like a foreigner to your life is a mirror of something that's dormant within you and that wants to, it's kind of time for it to start to be awakened. So we can see it's kind of a dawn here also. So it's very beautiful and it feels hopeful, okay? This is the second card for love also in the major arcana, so you might be really attracted by someone. And here is in the now, the first half of April 2018, and we have the Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is you, Libra, and she stands for justice and righteousness and making the right choice and things like this. But we see the very cold mountains behind her, so what you are fearing might be the tsunami wave from these snowy mountains when they are starting to melt. Okay, we have a little fly there. Flies. It's kind of decay. So maybe it's you have been stuck in the same place a little bit too long, Libra. A little bit too long. The fly, you're starting to attract the flies here, but whatever. This, when it starts to melt, when spring comes and it starts to melt, it will come water down these hills, and it needs your heart to be open and to follow with these streams, instead of trying to keep your old position and try to be invulnerable, because it's not going to happen. You are called, so something bigger within you needs to awaken. You need to become more courageous so you can face that little bleeding heart of yours that's inside of you. Okay, but it's very good. It's like spiritual plan accordingly with your high moral values and standards, so it's going to be all right. Yes, and here we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is connected to the Justice card. Justice is number 11. This is number 2. 1 + 1 2. And Justice is also connected to Libra. So all these cards together is talking about you getting much more responsibility for your life. You're becoming a much greater creator. So beware of keeping your inside very clean by staying with whatever you find in there, because if you have a lot of darkness inside that you try to kind of brush underneath the carpet, it will start to manifest very rapidly into your life. So you're getting much more responsibility for your own manifestations. So it's like you're holding a fire hose of spiritual energy. In this case it's water, and to whatever you are aiming this fire hose towards, negative or positive things, is what's going to manifest in your life. And you have both the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords, and also the Scientist here. She's the one that collect the knowledge and put them in the library that is for the High Priestess to read, and the big library, like where we store all the knowledge, is with a High Priest. So the High Priestess and the Temperance, they are a little bit like Scientists, and the Queen of Swords too, but she has more she has a very sharp mind. So and she can see things from above. She can connect the dots. So it seems like you're getting very smart here, and getting some kind of knowledge, some kind of wisdom that hasn't been available for you before, probably because of this this reluctance to feel your pain and your feelings, because the pain is just like a calibrator. It wants to calibrate your feelings so you can get the knowledge through them. And you see the blue garment here again. It's your knowledge. It's how it's connecting with you. And the baby is your manifestation for the future. And this is the knowledge that you have collected from the past. So you need to use all what you have learned up till now. Keep your heart open. Listen to your intuition and dream your dreams. And be very focused on what you want. Try to be as optimistic as possible. So but in the same time, be able to see the things that you fear, because if you just brush them underneath the carpet, they are going to manifest like a big ugly picture outside here, and you don't want that. So you need to be aware, be awake, my dear Libras. Okay. For your past here, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So 8 of Pentacles is a very beautiful card about beautiful willingness to do something good for not only yourself, but also for like something that's putting value not only for you, but for the whole world, or for your tribe, or in your workplace, or in your relationship. So it's not self-sacrificing. He's not sacrificing that much. He's sacrificing a little bit time. And most his heart is welling with his compassion and the feeling of have been doing something good for someone else. So it seems very prosperous. The 8s, though, are repetitive. They are eternity things. So it's maybe you want to be good, and you try new and new and new things to be better and better and better. So it's kind of you're perfecting yourself. You don't have to be perfect. Usually we're more perfect when we are also in tune with our flaws. That is how perfect we can be. But there's a reason why we are scientists. There's a reason to why we figure things out, so we can solve problems and make things better. So this is very much a day-to-day ordinary life card, where we really try to better our actions, so we will have better outcomes from them. So we're trying to be nicer, to get people to work together with us better, or we try to craft something in a way that's better because we have learned from past experience. We have the Alchemist card here. It's Sagittarius, and here you have Knight of Wands. That's also Sagittarius. So you might have a Sagittarius person in your life, whom you are working together with on a certain project. Maybe you are trying to perfect something or trying to make something better. The Knight of Wands is like this scientist energy. It's like a person that have been in ashrams in the East and taking the wisdom with them to the Westerners. But badly situated Knight of Wands can be a little bit to the selfish scale. So we'll see where it goes with that, because I'm feeling a little bit anxious with that card, and I'm reading my feelings when I'm reading the card. So I'm guessing this must be something you are anxious for too. Okay, Empress, you're probably anxious over this because it's kind of your biggest dream. This is something you really want. It might be a mother in your life, like a mother icon or an actual mother, or it might be your way of manifesting things in your life. So it might be something that you stand in awe before, like something that you really want and you really love, but you're afraid that maybe you're not going to get it. It's like being in love with a woman and not really knowing if she's going to love you back. So it's something here. It's some kind of energy of maybe you feel like you're not really worthy, and you try to jump to a lot of hoops to make yourself worthy, or you try to nothing at all because you have kind of given up and accepted that you're not worthy. This is a little bit about what I'm feeling with this, that it's a very big goal for you. It's something that you really, it might be like having your own company. The Empress is the kind of the basics for economy. Everything that can be produced comes from nature. So it might be some big dream when it comes to money or love. Also, she is connected to Venus and the loving planet. But it's very like a receptive. It's a card that's kind of just ooze this fertility out. They don't have to, do so much. They just go turn their energy towards the right. It's like a flower turning their energy turning their face towards the sun and getting like this connection. So it might be that you think that something could be like, it's too good to be true. Something like that. Okay. Yes. And here we have the Star card as well. So the Star card is Aquarius, and it's this higher knowing that we saw with all these cards. Like you're trying to get the knowledge of something. You're trying to see a situation from an above perspective, and you're trying to see if your quest, your longing is in tune with the divine will. You are afraid that maybe it isn't, and then you're not going to get what you dream of. So with the Star card, I'm thinking that you might be involved with someone that's kind of the one, or a situation that's, this is it, this is your life purpose. And it might be what I said, Sagittarius, or it might be Taurus or an Aquarius. And here you have the Sun. So the Sun is usually Leo, but it might be a Gemini too, since there's two twins on this picture. So it's really this, what I said, this fire hose of energy. Be very clear to where you are aiming it. You have a star here. The Sun is our star. It's like we can see this, see her crown on her head, and see this as her little sun above her head. It's like it has a lot of stars there. So it's like her soul. This is the soul of our solar system. This might be a soul of another solar system, or a soul in which our solar system is included. So it goes back like this, all the way back. The candle might represent here the central sun. So I'm thinking you have very great connection with the spirit realm just right now, and something very important is about to manifest in your life. Something that has to do with your soul. Okay, and probably your soul's mission as well. Maybe you have something to teach also the masses, but you think that it's like some kind of humility here, so humbleness, something that you think that it can't be. Why you something like this, that you feel it's too much, or you don't know. It's like you are working as a cleaner lady at a hotel, and one day they come with the keys and say, okay, so from now on you are the hotel manager, and you are like, what? I can't be the hotel manager. So it's kind of this. I told you you need to grow into a big pair of shoes. So they were your shoes all along. It's just that you didn't know it. You didn't know your own like grandness, your own capacity. You didn't know your own soul because you were so afraid of your own emotions, so you couldn't connect with your own soul. So you had no clue how strong and how creative and how powerful you were. So therefore you are feeling like this cleaner lady that needs to now have charge over this big hotel. Okay, this is the best interpretation I could make with these feelings that I had there. Okay, so this is in the now, the first half of April 2018, and we have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is Leo in Jupiter. Jupiter have been for a long time, it were in your sign Libra, and it went over to Scorpio. Scorpio is kind of a fire water sign, so it's both it's like the bird phoenix. So I'm thinking you need to rise here, rise to the occasion, not only be good in your like making the beds comfortable in this hotel, making everyone comfortable, but actually, you know, starting to lead, starting to show the way, starting to talk to the masses. So the masses can be just starting to tell the truth to your most loved one, like your life partner or your lover, or family and friends and children and things like this. Or your boss. So I'm thinking, before you wanted to serve, but you actually have something to add to the situation besides just serving, besides just being the good one. Here you also need to kind of show a good example to others, rise to the occasion and show to be a good example for others, showing the way, leading the way, being the bigger person. Okay. Next card is the Lovers, and it comes underneath the Knight of Wands. That's this Sagittarius. It might be that you kind of your loins are burning for love. That might be it. All this here can be a big longing for love, but it can also be a big longing for some kind of creative situation that you want to. Maybe you want to find your life mission or life partner or your soul group. It's something here that's really calling you. It's very beautiful. It's a rainbow here, being very lucky. And we have the apple there. It's divided into two. So this is again like with the Alchemist card. This is the first card for love, and then we have this, the second card for love, and here we have the last card for love. The first here is when we attract someone that's not at all like us. We were all the same ones. So whatever you do to your next is what you're doing to yourself. But here we are kind of divided. This is one half of the apple, and this is the other half of the apple. Is like yin and yang, or the other way around. And it's connected to this humanity's broken heart. Like we were ripped apart. We are all feeling very lonely here on earth because we can't be in this unity that we once were, and we are searching for this missing piece. And how we are going to get this missing piece is by having more and more experience, like meeting a new person that holds the key to some part of ourselves that we haven't really expanded yet. And so first we were 100% this, but after we have gone through this process, we are both 100% this and 100% this. So we have expanded, we are more. And here with the Sun card, we are actually enlightened. We have seen and heard it all. Okay, so we are holy. We are in Swedish holy, like saint in Swedish is coming from holy, or holy is coming from the Swedish word for saint. It's helgon. Okay, so it holds the letters H-E-L. And holy, it's H-O-L, and it's a lot of other halo, and we can go on with this. It's a lot of different words that's connected to this, with having like this circle around your head. It's your soul that has gone down in your head. Eventually you will have the circle around your whole body, because your soul has gone down in the whole of you, so you will be fully illuminated. So here is when we join into holy matrimony with our other half. So we are becoming whole again by a lot of life experience, like jumping through a lot of hoops. Even though you're a little bit tired, it's going to be very rewarding. Okay. So it's like spiritual growth here on very, very, very high level. You're piecing yourself together bit by bit by the people that you meet, but also the things that you have learned by the things you have experienced. And here we have Justice, and it comes underneath the Empress. So it is something that you have loved, like love to do or long for to do, like your big dream. And now you need to give that big dream justice. You can't act like you don't care of it. You need to you know, bet it all and risk losing. And what do you risk by losing? Yes, you risk feeling bad. So what's the problem with feeling bad if you have come to like peace with your own emotions? If you're in peace with your inside, it doesn't really matter what happens on the outside anymore. So I'm thinking you can bet it all to get what you want. It doesn't matter the outcome. It doesn't matter at all, because if you have cultivated your feelings, you have met them, you have stayed with them, you have gone to this gateway deeper and deeper into yourself, there's nothing more to fear. So you can bet it all here. You can give justice to this dream of yours. Dream of yours, it might be giving justice also to like maybe a soulmate, or something similar to that, or someone is going to come and give justice to you, maybe a Taurus person, Sagittarius or Aquarius, Gemini also. And here we have Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles is much like the Eight of Pentacles card. It's just that this is the Holy Trinity, and this is the eternity symbol. So it's a little bit different. Here, it's like we need to put our wills together to manifest something like a third shape. If you want to have a relationship with someone, this person and this person needs to work together to create this Holy Trinity. If you want to have a baby together, you need to go together and create this baby, the Holy Trinity. While the Eight is more you trying new things, and see if you can get something to work with your own willpower, this requires cooperation. This requires someone else to cooperate. For example, if your marriage have been bad, to fix it, you and your partner needs to maybe go to counseling. Sometimes this is counseling, like counseling a doctor, a psychiatrist, someone in the know. Might also be marriage or writing contracts, writing papers. So it seems like things are starting to come together to manifest something beautiful in your life here, Libra, but it requires cooperation. Okay. Next card is the Knight of Swords, and you have now both these two warrior knights. It's the masculine knights, fire and air. It's very explosive. And they are kind of riding in two different directions. So I don't know how you're going to be able to meet your soulmate here if you're just passing in the woods and doesn't even know about one another, or maybe doesn't, you know, cooperate in the way that you were supposed to. And this is also Gemini again, and it comes underneath the Sun card with the two twins. So it's something here. It's like heroic, but in the same time a little bit unconscious, like a person that wants to be heroic but maybe doesn't know what heroic really means, or doesn't know what would be the most heroic thing in this situation. And it's this darn icy mountains. So ice mountains. Ice mountains. It starts and ends with ice mountains. I think that's the only thing that's between you and what you dream of. It's these icy mountains. It's some kind of obstacles that you have built up in your own head. They're not really there. What's preventing you from getting your high stream, it might be fear of like betting and losing, or fear of being humiliated. For example, if you love someone and you don't know if they love you back, and you call them and you ask and they say no, but I want to be friends. So again, we are back to those darn feelings with you. What's the problem? Okay, you can take whatever feelings comes. It's inside of you. It's your temple. It's your feelings. So you don't have to be your feelings. You can feel them and feel the frequencies and vibration, but they're not going to kill you. They are just frequencies and vibration, and you love to have them frozen down like this because you're a little bit scared of them. We have seen this in earlier readings. You're a little bit too hard on yourself. It's like over controlling of yourself because you're so fearful of the consequences. But the only real consequences is the consequences inside of you. If you kind of are okay with whatever happens, you will be fine and much more courageous, being able to walk to this doorway here and do beautiful things. Three of Pentacles together with the Knight of Swords. It might be that you get to some kind of knowledge. You might get like a eureka moment and gallop away to your new, like the vision that you have gotten. So finally you might have like, okay, I get it, and then you turn into notion and motion. Okay, put a little bit momentum into what it is that you want. And here is the future. So it might be the second part of April, and here we have the 9 of Wands. So it's coming from this situation, the 6 of Wands. So here's Virgo, this is Leo, here we have Sagittarius again. So it's the stars comes again in all these cards. This star, at least this star, it's showing a pattern that Venus does on a certain period, in a certain period of time, like how it moves from different location in the night sky. It doesn't move like this, it moves in a circle, of course, but you can pinpoint these locations, and these locations is opening a doorway to something that's very important. But here it seems like you're dead. Also, you are very scared to walk through that door. We can see this on your face. You kind of don't want to. Or it might be that you are dreading what's behind that door. You're unsure that you want it. So you put in all this effort, and then you got this, what you're dreaming about, and then it's like, no, I don't want it. So now it's overwhelming me. Now it's too much. So maybe it's like seven-headed dragon in behind that door. I don't know, but you have kind of say abracadabra here with all these stars in all these cards, and open some gateway. And then why did you put all this effort into open this gateway if you didn't want it? So, but it's how we do things. Yes, we want something, we are working for it, and when we finally got it, we say, oh, this is too much. And here comes the Knight of Cups, and it comes underneath the Knight of Wands and the Lovers. So Knight of Cups is usually Pisces, might be a Cancer or a Scorpio person as well. And we have now the most passionate knights here, fire and water. So it's and the Lovers in between. So it seems like you really, really, really want something, or someone really, really, really wants you, or it might be two people that really, really wants each other. And maybe this is showing that you want to fight for this, but then in the last minute you get a little bit scared or overwhelmed. So you need to train a lot with being with your emotion, and be able to take whatever emotion that comes along. If someone does something stupid towards you, it's a very good time to practice on feeling your emotions and being with them, and yes, just being able to stay with them without any big reaction. Because when you are hurt by a person on the outside, or someone doesn't even have to be hurt, this can be like fear of intimacy, for example. So if you fear intimacy, if you are in a situation where you fear intimacy, you can hardly breathe and you want just the person to go away, Stay with that feeling. Okay, what is going to happen if the person stays? And you just stay with the feeling. You don't have to answer the question. You just have to feel the feelings, because it's something important here. You have done all this to come to this door, and then when you come to this door, you just want to turn around in the doorway. Five of Pentacles. Okay, so you fear that no one will ever love you anyway, or you are not worthy. It doesn't matter how much you do or what you do for other people, or how you bend over backwards, or they're still not going to love you. They're still not going to cherish you. So newsflash is, don't ever bend over backwards, or always be yourself, but also always communicate what's inside of you. This is how I feel. And sometimes we are very unconscious, so we don't really know why we are feeling what we are feeling, but at least we can know what we are feeling if we're just diving deep into it, and we can swim around there with those feelings, and we can tell. So if we are in a family and people are requiring things of us and we don't want to do it, we don't want to bend over backwards, we can go inside, see what's happening there, and say, no, I don't want to do it. This is how I feel. So it doesn't mean that you're worthless. It just means that you are starting to align with yourself. You need to find the center of gravity. That's your self-love. So you don't have to feel like this ever again, because you're always worthy. It's nothing wrong with you, and you are entitled to feel whatever you feel and do whatever you do, as long as you don't put stuff in other people's way. Okay. And justice, of course. We can't expect someone to be very nice with us in a certain kind of way, which we can't be towards them. It's very unfair. So it's a lot with fairness here also. I'm fighting for what's right. And sometimes it can be contradiction, because if we have like in the library of the high priest, we have a lot of knowledge for how we were supposed to act. We have experience from the past that tells us, but sometimes this what's in the library can become outdated, like really old books. They can become outdated. So I think that you, with this, what you have investigated, your new knowledge that have come to you, you need to make new rules. Okay, new rules for how things are, and you can kind of wing it. Go with your emotions, and these new rules will start to show itself. It will show itself through how you feel. If it feels good, it's good. If it doesn't feel good, it's not right. So align with yourself. Restore your self-worth. So I'm thinking that you are afraid to be exposed again. You are this cleaning lady on the hotel. Someone has given you the keys. You are now the hotel manager. Here you go to this doorway. You have gotten like a password through to get to be the hotel manager, and everyone seems to like what you are doing. But then comes this, like, I'm a fraud. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be loved like this. It can't be true. This person is going to betray me eventually, or I will screw it up and they will see what a failure I am. So it's a lot of these kind of feelings that I'm picking up here. So if this is what you feel, stay with it. It's not the truth, but it's something that wants to be seen. If you can see it, you can do something about it. If you just underneath the carpet, it will be there forever, unresolved. The next card is Four of Cups, so it's kind of just saying that stay with whatever comes, this new moral codes of yours. Like you have experienced something and you're going to a gateway. How to know what's going to come next is through this cooperation, most of all through with the divine. Feeling your own feelings, feeling your own inside, digesting. And as I said, whenever it comes a difficult situation, it's a very beautiful occasion where you can really see the doorway. Because if the pain is intense, then you know where the door is, and you go through there and you stay with it, and you will resolve whatever darkness is inside of there, and it will free you. It will free you, like you will become free like you have never been before, free from your own these things that you didn't even know that they were there. And here we have the Two of Swords. So Four of Cups and Two of Swords is a little bit dull energy, to be honest. It's like you're procrastinating something again. Here you are all fired up, and then it's like, no. But it's this fear that comes, it's get to you every time. And you have a 2 here, High Priestess, 2, 11, 1 plus 1, Justice, 2 of Swords. And all these cards are also Libra. The High Priestess is not so much Libra. She's kind of all the queens in one, different aspects of them. But she's kind of a little bit autistic. Like, she can't follow social codes. And it's the same what I want for you now too. You're not supposed to follow social codes. You are supposed to have like a hotline direct to the spirits. And how do you get that? By staying with your emotions. And then you will plug yourself into the divine. You will become this creature, and you can make a good choice that comes from your most holy self, okay? From a very high vibrating place. And it will be something new that will replace all this old procrastination and second guessing and thinking that there will be something better somewhere else, or whatever is going on here. It ends a little bit boring. I'm well aware of that, but it's like it's by your choice. It might be someone else that you're dealing with also. If you are a very passionate Libra, you might be dealing with someone that's a little bit dull and dry, and they always need to think about things before they can make up their mind, and they can make a person feel like they are not really worthy. If a person can't say I do immediately, then are your love for real? Okay, so maybe you are starting to think like if they can't make a choice about you, maybe there was no love to begin with. So we need to be careful with how long also we are procrastinating things, because it's sending a message. Okay, so I will take a card for you from the Wisdom of the Oracle Divination cards, and it's this Higher Power. And it's really oozing from your reading, and it's a 4. So you have this 4 here. How you connect with the higher power is through this digesting, staying with yourself. Okay, 4. I'm sorry for my voice, I'm a little bit sore-throated. Conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and making things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. What is the highest good for all, and how can you serve? And then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You're always protected and always divinely directed. Yes, okay, it came through the whole reading, so it's nothing peculiar about that card in this position. Okay, so I will take a card from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle for my dear Libra viewers. Blessings of the Kite Dragon. No, it's actually this one. Feel it vibrating in my hand. Lady of Lasha descends. So it's much like what we have seen with you here. So you're coming down from the snow. Okay. And here we have the Page of Wands again. So it's something that you want to communicate. It's something that you have. Some kind of wisdom that you shouldn't keep for yourself any longer. So, how hard you have been working. You have accomplished so much by your own efforts. You are on a path to me, a path that at times seems difficult and perhaps even dangerous. Yet, in order to reach me, you are willing to take the journey. You have shown your commitment, your refusal to turn back even when much is asked of you. I see some of the pearls that lie before you, and I see that it's not necessary for you to enjoy them. So I come to you. No longer do you need to seek. I bring to you what you have been seeking. The path before you, leading you towards the destination you desire, lies in wait. You may continue upon your current path of pursuit if you so choose. It is, however, not necessarily going to become easier to continue that journey. At times it may seem even more difficult, as though the path is becoming steeper, more strenuous as you begin your ascent to the mountaintop, requiring ever more effort from you. So you have reached a point in your journey where you must let go. Do not fear that you have to give up your quest. The Divine Mother wishes to give to you what you have been seeking. She has compassion for your plight and wishes to become a bridge between your human methods of endurance and efforts by greeting you as a friend with a heart full of merciful grace, bearing gentle comfort and special gifts. But you have to be willing to stop driving, to stop pushing. You have to give up trying to take to force to make your journey happen. What you have been seeking is coming to you. There is no need to go out searching or striving anymore. You have proven yourself. Now it is time to trust and become receptive to what life has in store for you, knowing that the Divine Mother has acknowledged your desire and affirmed her intention to deliver it to you. So it's like you need to get out of your own way. I'm thinking what I see is that this steep mountain might be your own like your own blockage inside of you, how you're saying no to yourself, how you're stopping your natural movement. So you're making things much more harder for you than it has to be. And for others, it's also like, if you have a person in your life that's very hard to get to, stop trying, okay? So if if Muhammad can't come to the mountain, maybe the mountain needs to come to Muhammad. Okay, so my dear Libras, I hope this helped. I welcome you back to my mid-month April reading that I will be doing in the beginning of April. So take really, really good care, and bye-bye.